Dijkstra's algorithm lets us find the shortest path between 2 points in a graph. The core of the algorithm can be explained with just 2 simple steps. The first, pick the cheapest unvisited node, and then the second, update the cost of the nodes around the one that you picked. Okay, let's take a closer look at how it works. The first thing that we do is, we set the cost of all the nodes to infinity, except the starting node, which we set to 0. This way, in the next step, when we go to pick the cheapest node, the node that we pick is the starting node. Then we update the costs of the surrounding nodes. The cost of traveling to each of the adjacent nodes is simply just the cost of traveling along one of the edges, so we update the nodes with those values. Then we repeat the process. We pick the cheapest unvisited node, which in this case happens to be 1, so we pick that one. Then we update the adjacent node costs. The new cost that we calculate is the cost of the current node plus the cost of traveling along the edge. So here the new cost that we calculate is 2, and the old cost is 8. Since the new cost is cheaper than the old cost, then the 2 replaces the 8. Okay, so once again we repeat the process. We pick the cheapest node, which in this case is 2, and then we update the adjacent node costs. We have that 3 is cheaper than 5, so the 3 replaces the 5. We also have that 4 is cheaper than 8, so the 4 replaces the 8. Then we repeat the process. Pick the cheapest node, so 3, and in this case there's nothing really to update, so we go to the next cheapest node, so 4, and then when we update the adjacent costs, we have that 13 is greater than 7, so what do we do in this case? We just ignore it. So then we just keep repeating the process until we eventually get to the end. So I'll let that play out for you. Notice that for the first time we updated the cost of the end node. So, do we stop at this point? Well, not quite, because there's still a possibility that the end node might get updated with a cheaper value. So, we keep going. Okay, at this point, we're picking the cheapest node that we haven't visited yet. The node that we pick is the end node, and so now we can declare that, yes, 15 is the cheapest cost to get to the end node. Alright, now let's try to figure out how to actually code this thing. I think a good place to start would be to go back and look at the individual steps that we took to carry out the algorithm. First, we set the initial costs of all the nodes to infinity, or 0 for the starting node. Then, we picked the cheapest node that we haven't visited yet, and then we updated the costs of the surrounding nodes. We repeated the last 2 steps until we reached the end. So you might expect our code to have this sort of general structure, where we set the initial node costs and then enter a while loop to repeat the main 2 steps. Before I show you the actual code, I first have to show you the data structures that we'll be working with. We'll be using the adjacency list representation of a graph. I'm going to assume that at this point you're already familiar with this. We're also going to take an object-oriented approach, So we're going to have a node object and an edge object. To me, I think it's very intuitive to organize it this way. It's very easy to think about. So each node is going to keep track of its costs so far, as well as all the connections to it by means of a list of edges. An edge consists of a cost and the index of the node that it connects to. We're going to assume that our graph comes in the form of a list of nodes, where we can refer to any individual node by referring to its index in the list. Okay, one last thing. When we were solving the graph, I showed you a very important set of nodes, but I never actually explicitly referred to them. So these white nodes are part of what's called the open set, and it's very important to keep track of if you want to code this algorithm. That's because when we go to pick the next cheapest node, we only have to search the nodes in the open set, because all the other nodes are either at infinity or have already been visited. You can think of the open set as the boundary of the expanding visited set, which are the nodes in green. Okay, here's the actual code, and here it is with the pseudocode from earlier. I'll give you like a minute to take a look at it, and then I'll be back to explain it in more detail. But really, try to understand it for yourself. It's really the best way to learn. Okay, first we create a container to hold our open set. Next we initialize the node costs. We set the starting node to 0 and positive infinity for everything else. Here I'm using a ternary operator just to keep things concise. Then we insert the starting node into the open set to start off our search. Then we enter the while loop where the algorithm spends most of its time. We pick the cheapest node in the open set. Here I've written my own function to do that, and I trust that you can do the same. But here it is anyway. Then we update the cost of the adjacent nodes. To do this, we use a for loop to iterate over each of the node's edges. We get a reference to the node that the edge connects to. Then we compare the costs. If the cost ends up being cheaper, then we update the adjacent node with that cost. Finally, we insert the node into the open set so that it can be searched for later. Once we're done with all that, we remove the current node from the open set because we're done with it and we don't want to pick it again. And then we repeat the body of the while loop. Let's talk about the break conditions for the while loop. We have one here where we find the end node, and so we stop our search. We have another condition, and that's when the open set is empty. I want you to think about under what conditions this might happen. And finally, we return the cost of the end node. Ooh, okay, we're finally done. Or are we? For those of you who've been paying attention, you might be wondering, we found the shortest cost, but how do we actually get there? Stay tuned for my next video where we modify the algorithm to reconstruct the shortest path. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends who are in the same boat as you and struggling in your CS courses. Alright, see ya.